What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight8610, and today I have a deck profile over Shining Sarcophagus, which was a new archetype for Yugi that was actually released in Legacy of Destruction, and we got a new card in the brand new Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. Yes, I was able to do an early opening on this set, and I did get my hands on an Archfiend's Advent, which is actually a new card that was added to the set, one that finally brought over to us. I think it was like a sort of like value book promo kind of thing for Japan, and now we finally have it in English. So I thought it would give me a good reason to do a deck profile on this deck because it's been a lot of fun to play. It's actually one of those decks too that does pretty well, like rogue kind of format. It actually can do very well if your opponent's not really watching what it's doing. And it's going to get much stronger too in the future because, as you can kind of see even from my playmat over here, we are getting a Dark Magician in the next set that's actually for this deck. So let's go on ahead and go through it and all that kind of stuff too. Check out my opening if you haven't seen already. We're going to open up more of this set and all too. And yeah, subscribe, like, and all that if you want to see more deck profiles. And also check out Dragon Shield, because that's what I use for my sleeves. And if you're wondering, I have a coupon code and all that. It does help support the channel. And yeah, just support the videos you guys want to see more of. If you want to see more deck profiles, I hope to see more likes and stuff. Anyway, let's get going. Alright, so starting off, let's talk about the new card that's in the mix, right? Our new Summon Skull that is actually in this. Archfiend's Advent. This card's actually really cool. You only really need one of it. I don't feel like it's one of those you absolutely have to have, a bunch of or anything, because he's just a good one of. I mean, first off, it has that 2,500 attack like Summon Skull actually had, so that's nice. But also, if you have Shining Sarcophagus on your side of the field, you can just normal summon this without tributing. Just boom, normal summon. And you can also take one of your opponent's monsters. Like, it kind of has a change of heart effect as well. Really nice. Like I said, it's a pretty strict one-of because do you really need more than that? I don't know. I feel like with this deck too, you have a lot of less room than most because you have to run certain things. And also, I didn't want to go hand trap Palooza on this deck either. I've seen a lot of people that have built this deck that just, oh, you have 3 of Yugi's cards and everything else is just hand traps for days. I didn't want to go that route. So yeah, this deck actually does really well with this archetype, and you don't have to go that route either. And especially it's going to get better with Dark Magician. Then after that, I'm running 2 of our new Gandora G, the Dragon of Destruction. I actually have 2 quarter centuries of this card, but I'm only running 1 of them. Keep the other one for the binder. Anyway, yeah, this card is a good boss monster for the deck. I mean, again, I kind of feel like it's going to go more towards Dark Magician, and then once we get that Dark Magician, we're going to have access to things like Dragoon, actually, in this deck really easily. So that's going to help out quite a bit, give you another, boss monster to use. But either way, this card's easy to get out there, banish a bunch of stuff, he just becomes stronger, and I do like how they went actually for Gandora on this too, because it's always one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards, especially for Yugi, actual Yugi and not just Yami. So anyway, it's a great boss monster that you can search for easily and just get them out there. Then after that, running 3 of Gadget Trio. This is your main card. This is your key card that starts all the combos in most cases. You usually need this card or Shining Sarcophagus to basically get the deck rolling, to start your combos off. So basically with this, what you're going to do is then search for Shining Sarcophagus, and I can show you guys the combo here in a little bit. Then you just play off of that. But it helps you get whatever card you're missing, and normally at the beginning of the duel, this is the one you summon. So definitely one you need at 3. It just gets everything going. Then I'm also running 2 of Silent Swordsman Zero. Silent Swordsman Zero is actually really good in this deck too. I like how he can protect your monsters as well when you have Shining Sarcophagus and all that. Definitely comes in handy, and slowly he just gets stronger. It seems like he's a little slower than Silent Magician, but he can still get some pretty high attack and stuff too, so I like how he can still help out whenever needed. Like I said too, that secondary effect being able to protect is really nice. Then, speaking of Silent Magician, I am running 3 of Silent Magician Zero. She is actually your strong monster, even probably more than Gandora in most cases. She can get to 4,000 attack like it's nothing, especially using her spell card with her and everything. It's pretty ridiculous. Also, when you have Shining Sarcophagus on your side of the field, you can negate at least 1 spell. So that comes in handy quite a bit. Your opponent's activating really any kind of spells for whatever deck, you can just stop them from it. It could be something that could board wipe, could be something that could be vital to their combo, just stop it. But then, we also are running 1 of More Marshmallow. I always have a hard time saying his name, I stumble it every time. Anyway, He is essentially like the original Marshmallow. You know, he's on the field, your opponent can't destroy him by battle or anything, so he's really annoying to get rid of. But also with Shining Sarcophagus and all too, they have to attack him. They can't attack anything else. So normally with my combos, I'm bringing one of him out in defense, and then I'm also bringing out like a Magician or even Swordsman in some cases, and I'm setting it up so that Swordsman or Magician can start gathering up levels, getting stronger, and more Marshmallow, see, again, I can't say it, will protect you, because you just keep in defense of your side of the field. Yes, there's ways around it. It's not, you know, invincible or anything, just like the original wasn't, but it is nice to kind of give you something that can protect you. Then, of course, 3 Ash Blossom, because you gotta have the Ash Blossoms. That's just how it is, right? I'm also going 2 of Nibiru. I like Nibiru a lot too, because with this deck, it can swarm the field fairly quickly, but not as quick as most decks out there, so Nibiru can kind of even the playing field on that, just calling the Giant Meteor. And also what I'm trying is 2 of Ghost Ogre. I wanted to try out Ghost Ogre a little bit more. I know Effect Failure can be an option for a lot of people too. If you kind of prefer that, that's fair. I've been wanting to try out Ghost Ogre a little bit more because I like that destruction I get too. So I feel like Ghost Ogre is actually really good this format, and something I've tried in a few more decks lately. So it's just really come in handy. Then after that, I am running 3 of Shining Sarcophagus. This is your continuous spell. It's almost like a field spell, really, for the deck. You know, it's your main card, helps you get everything you need. You have that searching effect every turn on that, which is very nice, obviously, being able to search for what you need. And it pretty much makes it so your effects all activate. You have to have it out there. It's nice for all those reasons, and once you get it out there, you're relatively set up. Then I'm also running 3 of Ties That Bind. This is another key card that I really like to have 3 of, because normally the combo, which I'll show you later, is that you're going to bring out your Gadget Trio, search for the Shining Sarcophagus, play it, use its effect to then search for Ties That Bind, then play this card, because once you have Gadget Trio on your side of the field, you can special summon 2 more Shining Sarcophagus monsters. What I normally like to do is, like I said, get Swordsman or Magician, and then the other side, I like to get the more Marshmallow. I swear it's a curse. And then have them on the field as well. Marshmallow will protect everything, and Gadget Trio is just kind of there to say hi. And then my Swordsman or Magician can start building up. Then I'm also running 3 of Future Silence. Future Silence is, again, essentially another Searcher, which is nice. You know, you get this card in your hand at the beginning, you get Gadget Trio or Shining Sarcophagus, that starts your combo. One of those 3s, that's why I like to have 3 of each of them. And then also, if it's in the battle phase, you can make it so your opponent draws a bunch of cards and all too, and I believe you do as well, but then also, you'll power up your Silent Magician. It's a good, like, if you want to try to go for an OTK almost, because like Silent Magician gets such high attack, it almost feels like Cyber Dragon, where you get that huge attack and you go for game. You know, that's how you play it, kind of thing. And that searching is just amazing. Then I also like 2 of Turn Silence. This is one I see people running at 1 in most cases, which I can understand. And it does help you gain some levels on a Swordsman or a Magician, which makes them stronger. But I like how this one can also just end a battle phase. If you don't have an answer, you don't have your Marshmallow, haha, on your side of the field, you can just get rid of this, and then you can just end battle phase and protect yourself. So if you're having a hard time building up, you have an option. So I like it quite a bit for that too. Then I'm also going with 2 of Triple Tactics, because there's so many hand traps these days, man. This card just always comes in handy. I mainly like the draw 2 kind of thing I get from that. Then, of course, 3 of Extravagance. We don't really care about the extra deck too much with this deck. It's nice to have, but it's not a be-all, end-all kind of thing. And I don't mind banishing stuff, you know, so I do like that in a lot of situations, because Gandora. And then also a Called by the Grave, because it's a good counter against hand traps, because, again, we deal with quite a few. Then after that, I am also running 3 of Impermanence. You can kind of count that as a hand trap if you want. Still just a good card to have. I feel like that and Ash Blossom are, you just kind of have to have 3 of. And again, I hate to kind of, you know, just keep playing them over and over, because I like to try to be as creative as I can, but what can I say? They do what they do. And then also 1 of There Can Only Be One, which just, I kind of like this card's limited 1 just because of that pun. But seriously, with this deck, you have so many different types of cards that Yugi is using that this card is great in it. You know, I'm not all like spellcasters or machines or what. No, we have like almost one of everything, especially without Dark Magician right now. I guess then we'll have a couple of spellcasters stuff, but mainly you're just about one of every type, and you could still make it work anyway, I'm sure. But this card is amazing for that reason, and it's still like one of my favorite arts too. So I'm just throwing that in there because of that. Now the extra deck. Extra deck really doesn't matter that much, but we'll go through it, okay? Because you can kind of do whatever you feel like on it, alright? So, starting off for our Xyz, I'm going for one Baguska, one Tornado Dragon, in case there's any back row that's a problem. Excite on Night, just, you know, all its spells, destroy everything. And then, of course, Zeus, because you have Xyz, why not? Then, of course, for Link Monsters, we're going with Access Code Talker, way cheaper now, so there you go. Saryuja, still a good one, but you can always go for an Appaloosa. I just find myself using Saryuja more because you can kind of swarm the field a little easier. Underworld Goddess, again, also reprinted. Celine, she is also in the Rarity Collection 1, but since we are using Spellcaster stuff too, she's just a good Link monster for anything that can possibly use her. Then Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus, because I feel like they're always just room fillers for extra deck stuff. We have our Dark Charmer, because, yeah, why not? Why not go for one of the Charmers these days, especially if you can fit one in? There you go. You've seen what Hita can do. Then also I have one of Lina, because, yeah, we have Light and Dark, so why not use both of the Charmers for it? They come in handy in different situations, really. One of Masquerina. And then I'm also trying out, since I don't have Little Knight, and even if I did, I'd probably sell it at the prices it is now. I am using Daybreaker, the Shiny Magical Warrior. It's kind of a fun option where it requires 2 spellcasters, and it's kind of an interesting one to throw in. So it's one I've been testing a little bit more than anything else, and he does come up quite a bit, and yeah, I think he's going to come in handy more in the future too, especially as I assume we're probably going to get even more spellcasters later on, because I feel like there's going to be a Dark Magician girl, and probably some other. I mean, it's essentially Yugi, so he's going to have spellcasters. Okay, so for combos, essentially for this deck, it's like I said, there are 3 cards that start off this really simple combo. Okay, this is how it is. You need either Gadget Trio, Future Silence, or Shining Sarcophagus. This gets the ball rolling, okay? So let's say in this scenario, Gadget Trio, because I feel like that is the one I seem to always get the most, okay? So let's just say this is the only card in your hand. You go on ahead, you summon it. Okay, effect will go off, allowing you to then search for Shining Sarcophagus. Then after that, we'll play Shining Sarcophagus, use its effect here. It's shining too much, actually. Here, I'm going to place it over here. Use its effect to then search for our spell, which is Ties That Bind. So you can go for a Shining Sarcophagus card. I normally go for Ties That Bind. Then I will go ahead and play that. Here, okay, you can see it right there. I'll play it. I already have Gadget Trio, so then with that, I can bring out 2 more Shining Sarcophagus monsters. So you can have, like, more Marshmallow, and then also Silent Magician 0. So I usually special summon these 2 in particular, because more Marshmallow now will have its effect all set up, because we have the Shining Sarcophagus, where I am protected, and they'll have to go after it. There are ways around it, but still, it is a very good way to protect yourself as you're building up. Then also, you have Shining Sarcophagus for Silent Magician 0 to negate spells, so that's nice. You can only negate 1 per turn, but still, that's like the most simple combo probably for the deck, but I feel like it's one of the more effective ones that will definitely save your butt. And there you go. That is the deck profile. What do you guys think about, you know, the whole deck, really? And, of course, using Archfiend's Advent. Again, I kind of prefer it at 1. You could run 2 if you feel like it. And, yes, you could have some other hand traps and stuff, too. I've seen a lot of people that are basically cramming a ton of hand traps. And I'm not trying to throw shade. If it works for you, it works. But I wanted to actually use the cards that are in the deck, and it's been working for me. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. And I don't want it to be 50% or more hand traps. I feel like I'm already towing the line as that is. Let me know what you guys think about this deck, though. I think it's a lot of fun. If you have any ideas on how to improve it, let me know what's been working for you as well. And again, let me know if you guys want to see more deck profiles in the future. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.